Ladies and gentlemen, there is a dog fight underway in urban India for space. And this fight directly pits one neighbor against another. One a pet parent, the other a citizen scared for his safety and the safety of his children. And this fight very often gets ugly like it did in Noida. Take a look at the pictures. Another day, another incident emerging that is putting the spotlight firmly on the need to have specific rules concerning pets in high-rise buildings and societies, especially in lifts. This is what happens. Residents of a posh society in Noida Sector 108, this is the Parx Laureate Society, came to blows after an argument broke out over whether a dog should be allowed inside the lift of the society. This incident, ladies and gentlemen, took place on Monday. It was captured on CCTV. What you're essentially seeing is a retired civil servant objecting to a woman taking her dog in the lift. He stands at the door of the lift and blocks it from going up. The two argue for a brief period, and then he starts to record this entire exchange on his phone. In fact, both of them are actually recording this on their phone. The agitated woman snatches the phone from the man's hand, which then leads to a physical altercation. It's all on your screens. Slaps are exchanged, and both of them keep pushing each other. Ladies and gentlemen, these are neighbors living in a posh, high-rise society. And this fight began over whether a dog, the lady's dog, should be allowed in the lift when there are other people who are getting into the lift and who are not comfortable having this pet in the lift with them, given the number of dog bites and the videos of dog bites that have gone viral, not just in Noida, but in Ahmedabad, in Kerala as well. This argument you're seeing on your screens went on for several minutes before the woman called her husband to the scene, who then landed several blows at the retired civil servant. Before things got totally out of hand, the security staff of the apartment intervened and pulled the two parties away from each other. Now, such a fight over a pet dog may be a one-off incident, but the reality is it was just a matter of time before things turned ugly. People who do not have pets are wary and scared about being around dogs, especially the ones who aren't muzzled. And why shouldn't they be? Turn the clock back a year. You will recollect 3 dog attacks, all inside lifts. Take a look at this. On September 7th, last year, a minor boy bitten by a dog in a lift despite the fact that the pet was leashed by its owner. This happened in Ghaziabad. And look at the lady's reaction. Simply nothing. It's almost like nothing has happened. The same day, take a look at the other video that came to us. The same day, a delivery boy was attacked by a pet dog in Noida, again inside a lift. That dog too was leashed, but not muzzled. Then in November, a school-going boy was bitten on his hand by a pet dog inside a lift in a housing society in Greater Noida. Now, you may ask, if so many incidents of dog attacks have taken place in lifts, why are there no concrete steps taken by societies to ensure that this doesn't happen? What is the civic body doing? Well, these incidents happen because the rules very clearly say that societies cannot restrict the movement of canines in any form. The Animal Welfare Board has in very clear terms said apartments or housing societies cannot stop pets from using lifts or elevators. But the dog owners are advised to take their pets in an alternate lift if that option is available. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that in every posh high-rise society like Parx Laureate, there are service lifts that are available. Now, you may have a problem with the concept of service lifts, but they exist. And if a neighbor is uncomfortable going up the lift or down the lift with a dog in the lift, why argue? Why argue and why let things come to blows like they did in Noida? That CCTV is on your screens. Vikram Singh is a former DGP of Uttar Pradesh joining us on the broadcast. Professor Rajesh Sahay is Secretary General of the Noida Flats Association Federation.
Yes.
Someone who's had long, who has a long experience on how to deal with conflicts like this. Kamna Pandey is an animal rights activist. She's joining us on the broadcast. And Sonali Chopra is an advocate at the Delhi High Court, and she is a dogs' rights activist as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, first of all, for your time on something which has become an issue of almost daily conflict in high-rise buildings in urban India. Can I just come to, first of all, as a citizen, can I just come to Vikram Singh? Vikram Singh, you've seen the video that has come out from Noida. You are a Noida resident as well. What's your take on what has happened and what has been happening?
Good evening, Shreya, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I stay in Noida. I'm a dog lover. And I would like to say that if a dog bites me, I don't bite the dog back. I would have expected a lot more responsible and mature conduct from both Mr. Gupta and also the lady with the dog. As you very rightly mentioned, that to take the dog up and down, yes, it is a requirement. But at the same time, if some resident or a co-passenger has an objection, then take pains, especially you when you have a ferocious dog like a Rottweiler or a Pit Bull or a German Shepherd. Please take pains to muzzle and keep the dog in a tight leash, because too much has happened. And as far as the annual council is concerned, with due deference and regret, I would say the right of private defense extends not only to when I am attacked by a human being, when I'm attacked by an animal. Minimum use of force to deter that attack and to safeguard myself and somebody else is something that is enjoined by law to me, and this is the right of personal defense and private defense. Therefore, I would say that I would expect the societies to come out with the do's and don'ts, what a dog lover should do and what he or she should not do, what the passengers can do. But this unseemly conduct and irresponsible conduct is totally condemnable, and I had expected better. Each flag is the lowest price, I think, in this society would be around 3 crores. I had expected a lot more.
I mean, I don't know where has public decency gone, honestly. When I see pictures like this and videos like this, the first thing that comes to my mind is, where is the decency? These people are not, they are not your enemies. These are your neighbors. Chances are you're going to live with these people for the rest of your lives. And you fight. You don't just fight. This is not a regular fight. This is, this is neighbors coming to blows over an issue that frankly should be sorted out by societies. Professor Sahay, as someone who looks at societies and is part of the association of, housing societies in Noida, what are the rules? Because the rules, as far as I know, are very clear, that you cannot bar a pet from entering a lift or traveling in a lift.
Yeah, this is correct. Shreya, we have already issued advisory to our all apartment association members. We have roughly around 73 apartment RWAs as our member, because we are the only, federation. We are Noida Federation of Apartment Owners Association. So we have guided people. We are attending meetings and we are guiding them. And again, at the same time, you see...
Guidelines. What are the guidelines that you're talking about?
There that if you are not comfortable with the pet, you don't travel with pet in the lift. You can take use lift after 5 minutes or 2 minutes. Again, at the same time, in most of the apartments, very decent and educated people are staying. And it is a community living matter. And there should be a coexistence between a pet lover and non-pet lovers. Because you see, those who are not pet lover, they are not comfortable with pets. So we have advised them that you please do not use lift if you are not comfortable with pets traveling in the lift or using lift. So, and time to time we have sent the advisory also.
Do people listen? Do pet owners listen? Because for pet owners, they don't even call themselves pet owners, and I'll get Kamna in as well. They don't call themselves pet owners. They call themselves pet parents. So Kamna Pandey, I understand that these are like your children. And if everyone, you can argue that these are our children, and if someone is uncomfortable with our children, then too bad, deal with it. But that's not how you live in societies. I mean, we have seen video after video that is coming, not just from Noida, but across India, where you are seeing In this case, the pet, I think, was more well-behaved than the humans, frankly. But in many other cases, and there's a video out there of a dog, a pet dog attacking a little boy, you know, these encounters in the lifts have turned dangerous for children. Is there an acceptance that even pet parents have to back off a little bit and say, okay, we understand that you're scared and let me try and do what I can do to make you comfortable? With pet parents, wo hota nahi hai, Kamna.
Shreya, I think you're coming from either a bias or an assumption, because if you have played the video that is being played is not being played from the beginning. The dog was already inside with the pet parent, and you're right, we call ourselves pet parents because we believe we cannot own, these are not the days of slavery, and we believe that we can own a life. So yes, we call ourselves pet parents. Secondly, in most of the cases that have come to light, it was the dog and the pet parent inside the lift first, never the other way around, where the people are inside the lift first and the pet parent and the dog comes and they say, no, we are going to barge inside the lift. As many cases as we know of, the pet parents are already harassed. They do not want any more trouble. They wait outside. Even in this video, I would request if you could ask your production to play it from the beginning. The dog and the girl, the
Kamna,
lady,
the video is playing from the beginning, and what you're saying is absolutely correct.
Please, one second.
Kamna, the video is playing from the beginning, and what you're saying is absolutely correct. That lady and the dog and her daughter were inside the lift before this gentleman tries to come in, before Mr. Gupta tries to come in.
He doesn't even
so
try
I'm not
to come
denying
in.
what
No,
you're saying.
No, he's not even trying to come in. He just stops the lift. If you play it from the beginning, you'll see he's not even trying to come in. He just stops the lift, tells them to get off. Now, the thing is that a rule has been, an amicable solution, a rule has been made. First come, first serve. If the dog is inside the lift, if you come, wait for your turn. It is hardly going to take a minute. Let the lift come back, you take it. If the dog and the pet parent comes later and there's somebody who's uncomfortable inside the lift, you stay out. It is being followed. Now the problem comes where the entitlement of supremacy is there, where I am greater than thou. You know, you do not have a right. The violence that comes in. There's another case which I forwarded. There was no time. They could not share the pictures. A girl, a student, a chunk of her hair have been pulled out. This is a current case in Lucknow. Hair have been pulled out by a man. And now he's demanding 5 lakhs from the girl for beating her up. Now, where does this violence end? A couple was beaten up with iron rods just because they were feeding dogs. Now, I understand, which I also don't understand.
Look, Kamna, you're seeing all of that. But you're not seeing the pictures on your screens.
Okay, can
you know,
zoom?
you cannot see, you cannot only see what you want to see. You have to see the other side of the story as well. Look at this picture from September 2022. This is Ghaziabad.
Absolutely. Thank
this
you.
is Ghaziabad.
Thank you, Shreya. Can we please slow motion zoom in? The dog's mouth never even touches the boy. It only grabs the string which is hanging. Can we please zoom in? Let your viewers be very clear with what happened.
Just the video is there. I have, you know, it's right here. It's right here. I can't zoom in, but it's right here. The video is there. We are not. Look at what is happening.
No.
No, you can't. I can't zoom in. I don't have the technical assistance to zoom in, but the video is there.
Yes.
There you go.
The moment it will be zoomed in, everything is going to be cleared.
There you go. Kamna.
No.
That is the problem with pet parents.
No.
They only see. They only see their point of view.
Here and now.
They only see the pictures they want to see. They don't see these pictures.
Whether it
okay,
is
Sonali Chopra is an advocate of the Delhi High Court and she's a dog rights activist. Kamna. Acha, listen, let me get in Sonali Chopra as well. She's a dog lover as well and she's a dog activist. Sonali Chopra, no one is here. Arre bhaiya, I can't zoom in. I don't have the technical wherewithal to zoom in. This is not me trying to show up a clip in a certain light. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't see a conspiracy where none exists. Dr. Vikram Singh, do you want to come in before I go to Sonali Chopra?
Yes, it was my privilege to work with Kamna for a very long time, for very many years. And of course, you very rightly said, she's passionate about pets and dogs. Yes, but having said that, Kamna, please try to see a thing in truth. I'm also a dog lover, but I would never allow my pet or anybody's pet to bite at a toddler. Look at the way he was writhing in pain. And let us have an absolutely balanced view of things. That's what I wanted to say, Shreya.
Thank you. Sonali Chopra, is that the problem? That both sides have taken such strident positions that there is no middle ground. For example, one of the suggestions that has been given is that if you have a particularly big dog, a ferocious dog, why not just muzzle him or her when you get into the lift? Maybe your neighbors are slightly more comfortable with that. Maybe that will avoid the sort of scenes that we have seen in Noida.
We have to reach a balance. There is no other way. If we are at each other's throats, there is no end to this debate, this battle. I'm a dog owner. I'm a dog pet parent. I feed the strays. I do all of that. But I try and work within the comfort of people around me. Not everybody around me can be comfortable with dogs. So it's about live and let live at the end of the day. If we are at each other's throats, this is going to be a daily affair. It's going to be a daily affair. If muzzling my pet is going to, like you said, make the other people around me more comfortable, put an end to the controversy, why not?
I agree. I want to come to you, Sonali, about what the law tells us, what is lawful and what is not lawful. But can I just get Kamna? And Kamna, Sonali is a pet parent and a dog lover and an activist. She's saying that if muzzling solves the problem, even if not fully, to 60%, 70%, why not do it?
Shreya, I am a person, I work with these problems. The reason why you see that, maybe, I don't know, that passion in me is because I work with these cases. If I can, let me just show. I'm zoom. Can you see a chunk of her hair are out?
Yeah, I see.
Can you see that?
Yeah, has been. Yeah, I see it.
Yes. And this girl, she's a student. Can you see this? The problem is not muzzling.
Yeah, so
now when they say that you feed at a wrong time, our girls, our volunteers who are mostly
I'm
girls,
talking
the
about
feeders,
muzzling.
they go
मैं
and feed
strays
out
की
at
बात
12
नहीं कर रही हूँ.
o'clock, 1
नहीं,
o'clock
Kamna,
at night.
don't divert the issue. Don't
Okay.
divert the issue. I'm not talking about strays
Okay.
today. I'm talking about pets. Tell me, what is the
All
problem
right,
with muzzling?
let's come to pets. An 11-year-old arthritis ridden dog who lives on 11th floor is made, both the pet parents are 70-year plus. They are made to walk all the way up because they are not allowed to use pets. This is where the court gave a verdict that the pets are allowed to use lift. However, yes, you can have and you are advised to have these rules. Like Vikram sir said, rules should be there and rules should be followed. Now let's see who does not follow rules. Who is the person who's not following rules? And let's put the blame on that person. Now you can't say that first come, first
I've
serve.
asked you
No,
a
we are
simple
not going to
question.
follow the rules.
Kamna, I've asked you a simple question. I'm asking you
Yes.
what the problem is with muzzling. Why no pet parent wants to muzzle their rather ferocious dogs while they are in public / in enclosed spaces like lifts. I'm asking you this question. You're showing me
See,
photos from all around and talking about strays. Just tell me, what is the problem with muzzling?
If there is a pet parent who already knows that his dog is aggressive, he must muzzle for a short duration. Now, muzzling is you can't make a generalized rule for everybody to muzzle, because when you muzzle, you understand that the dogs are extremely uncomfortable. They do not have sweat glands. They open their mouth wide
For 2 minutes.
when they are panting.
For 2 minutes. Uncomfortable for 2 minutes. You just said na lift में कितना time लगता है, कितना wait करना होता है. 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Absolutely.
Your
कोई
dog is
problem नहीं है
uncomfortable
उसमें.
for 2 minutes, but at least your neighbor will be comfortable entering the lift with you. Sonali, can I ask you this?
Absolutely, Shreya, there
Can you
is
tell
no
me
problem.
what the
But
law
point is
says
that the
under
neighbor
law?
is not going to be comfortable till you throw your dog out. That is the point that I'm trying to make. It is
Nahi, nahi.
the levels.
Nahi,
When
nahi,
I was
nahi.
telling
That
you,
is
I was
unfair.
telling you the level
That
of
is
the
unfair.
compromise
Would
that
you
is
want to
being
come
done.
in, Mrs. Professor Sahay?
I just
That's
want to-
unfair.
I just want to tell you one thing.
That is unfair.
I just want to tell you, being a Federation General Secretary, I can say one thing to you. You have 5% pet population in all the apartments. Hardly 5%. So pet can wait for 2 minutes, or when the pets are there, or when the pets are there in the lift, they can request the people wait for 2 minutes. I am going down and I'll send the lift up.
Absolutely. There is no problem in
And
that.
I'll send the lift. I am also having a husky at my place, and I'm a pet lover. And this is what I do. I request people just wait for 1 minute. I'll just go and then I'll send the lift to you immediately.
In what has happened in Noida, in the video that we are seeing from Noida, let's put the video back because that's the Noida video from today. Let's guys just put that video back. Fact is that both sides got aggressive. So both sides are at fault here. There is not one side at fault here. So Nail Chopra, I want to ask you what the law tells us. What is allowed, what is not allowed? Clearly, under Indian law, pets can take lifts, right, along with their owners. But is there a rule on muzzling? Is there a recommendation or a guideline that, guys, if there is a service lift available, please take your pet on that? Just tell us, for the benefit of our viewers who are watching the broadcast and don't want what has happened in Parx Laureate, Noida Sector 108 to happen in their societies, what are things that they should know?
So as you said when we started, the Animal Welfare Board has very clearly stated that the dogs have a right to be on lifts along with their pet parents. Now, if there is a guideline to that effect, the implementation maybe falls on us. So if these societies can come up with rules such as having a separate designated lift, not just high-rise societies, it's also normal colonies in Delhi and Noida, where there are parks. Now there are problems, similar problems faced in parks, when people are walking or taking their morning walks and people are also walking their pets at the same time. So either have a designated, now the AWBI states that pets can be brought into the parks also. So now to implement these rules in a way that everybody is not at each other's throats, I feel that it's just designation. I think any pet parent will be happy if there is a designated lift, there is a designated park. Why would we then go into a park which is not designated for us? We'll be happy to take them to a park because we know it will be less conflict. So the implementation somewhere falls on us.
But
The
Sonali,
guidelines are all there. The rules, the laws, everything is there.
But Sonali, I mean, in urban India, for example, Noida, for example, Bombay, for example, Delhi, you're fighting for every bit of space. Where is there space to have a separate park for dogs or a separate lift for dogs? That's not even a practical solution, practical suggestion, because there simply isn't the space.
No, so I'll disagree. See, every colony in Delhi, if we say we have at least 2 parks, you don't have to designate it for dogs all through the, all through the day. You can designate through timings. You could say 3 to 5 is the dog time, and from 5 to 7 is humans can walk and no dogs are allowed. And then from 7 to 9, it's for dogs again. It's all possible. Every colony has an RWA, every society has a RWA. We can always come up with such rules and regulations, and I'm sure pet parents will be happy to follow them. I would. And insofar as muzzling is concerned, yes, there may not be a law or a guideline to that effect. But as a pet parent, I know I know which one of my 4 indies is a little more, not ferocious, but a little more inquisitive, or would want to go and sniff somebody. So, if I muzzle that dog for 2 minutes, it's cutting conflict. And I feel that cutting conflict is what we need at the moment, because otherwise there is no winning.
And RWAs are the ones RWAs are the ones that need to step in and cut the conflict.
Yes.
Point is,
Yes,
do
we have-
are residents aware of the rules? A. B, do they follow rules?
You see,
Because if they are not aware of the rules,
No,
I would assume that something like this won't happen.
we have circulated rules to all the RWAs, those who are our members. And again, we have requested Noida Authority that have a paid playing area in all the parks. Because in Noida, one thing is there, you have huge parks. You have, all the parks are having 14 acre of land or 10 acres park or 12 acres park, where you can have a pet corner where we can have, all the pets can come and play there. So that we have requested
But
already.
are residents willing to listen? And that's what I'm asking you.
No, residents are, the pet lovers are hardly 5% to 10%. So 90% are not pet lovers and they do not want to cooperate. That is why what we see today, what has happened, it has happened only due to that. They are not ready to listen, they are not ready to compromise. Even if you request for, please give us some time to use this lift and to go down and then I'll send you the lift, you wait for that. Because my dog is under pressure of nature's call. So let him go first and then you can use the lift. They also don't want to listen this. We request them again.
So there is intolerance on both sides there.
Both side intolerance is there. So that is why this thing is happening.
If, the problem in India is that no one wants to listen to each other.
Yeah.
Sab apni chalana chahte hain, that is
Sab
the
apni
problem.
chalana chahte hain. Yes, you are right. Absolutely right.
There has to be a meeting ground between pet parents, because they have rights too, and between other residents who are not comfortable with
And here authority
pets.
has to come and
No,
implement the rules.
No, forget the authority. Authority can make 500 rules. Those rules will never get implemented till people residing in those societies agree
can
to
come
those
forward and agree to
to those rules and say we'll follow them.
agree to that. You are
So
right, you are
don't
right.
expect the civic body to do anything. There are 520 laws in this country.
Even
It's a
NOFA is
question of-
trying their level best to convince the residents that please, it is a society living, it is a community living. We both have to coexist. Please cooperate with the pet lovers, pet parents. We are always requesting them.
ठीक है. So you're saying there is intolerance on both sides. Kamna Pandey, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Kamna very passionate when it comes to the rights of pets. But please remember, Kamna, that humans have rights too. Sonali Chopra, good to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Vikram Singh, thank you very much as well. And Professor Sahay, thank you very much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's a wrap from me. Nivedana is joining you at the top of 6 with the day's top stories. Do stay with us.